Sorry if it's a little hot in here. I don't know what is going on. We're trying to work it out. But it seems like as soon as you step through that door, the temperature changes.
I'm not supposed. I'm about to do tune in to 90.1.
90.1, yes,
Tune
ma'am.
in to 90.1. I'm about to be on the radio to promote the father-daughter dance event. Talk a little bit about Georgia. They don't want to know what they got.
How old you are, man? 12. I think I've seen you before.
My daughter's
basketball number. You probably played.
What team?
What's this team?
Was it this past year?
It was just last year.
How about Amar?
Yeah. Hey, what was the team?
Kamari DeBose?
Amar and Ray. You probably know my brother Ron Ray. He had a couple teams up there.
I'm not good with names. I'm better with faces. So.
Me too. He had a few teams up there.
Yeah, he coached lots of different teams, right?
Okay.
So my daughter's team.
They both play ball.
Nice.
Cool. Basketball.
12?
Yeah, just turned 12 March.
Yeah, he's
bro.
My son's 14 and he's 6'1", but you have to be about almost 6 foot tall, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, he wasn't that tall when he was 12. And he's almost 6'2" now. He's only 14, so you got to step on him. Sheesh. His dad must be tall.
No, actually, I'm like an inch or two taller.
That's crazy. See, that's the same thing with me. My son is so tall, it's almost unexplainable. Man. It's crazy.
My dad's 6'9".
That's what it is. Nice. What's up, man? Hey. Work on that inside and outside games, man. That's free education, man. That's all I always tell my son, because he plays ball over at Good Hope, but that's the only thing I care about. I don't care if you play table tennis, man. Get that free education, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the number one thing. You pretty much set for life. At that point, it's just damage control. All we gotta do is just keep you out of trouble.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Because it's pretty much laid out for you. All right, I think we're gonna get started. And thank you again. I'm gonna go ahead and start going live if that's okay with you. And we're gonna get it popping. I tagged you too, Sharp. Alright. What's going on, Gainesville? It's your boy Jerk Jerkins right here on WBT 90.1 FM The Beat. Y'all know what time it is, man, which exactly is 8 minutes after 2, but 2 o'clock hour. Saturdays, Dad, can we talk with young minister, Mr. Rashad Ray in the building. What's going on, big dog?
I'm feeling good, ready to get to it.
All right, cool. And right here on Dad, Can We Talk, which is a show that we do centered around fatherhood and specifically black fatherhood. And we try to, provide resources and information and share resources and those things. And today we have a very, 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 very special guest I'm pretty excited about. Mrs. Valerie White, who is the director of the Northwest Boys and Girls Club, right? Did I get all that right?
Yes,
Cool. Thank you and welcome for coming. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Cool. So, today primarily we will be discussing a major event that you guys are having that's concerning Dad. So, can you kind of talk about it, name it? And that sort of thing?
It's a father-daughter dance titled Bowties and Tiaras.
Nice.
It is to create those memorable moments between, dad and daughter, or whoever the father figure is. It can be grandpa, it can be grandma. For me, it was grandma.
Wow.
Auntie, uncle, cousin, it doesn't really matter. Whoever the father figure is, we want them to come out and have that moment with their daughter, whether it could be a niece too. So It doesn't really matter to us.
Nice.
We just want everybody to come out, have a good time. And from that, it's $20 per couple, so that's a dad and a daughter, father figure and a daughter. $5 additional for any other child, and then that money is going towards our summer program. Okay, that money is going to support the activities and the things we want to do during the summer. So if we want to build volcanoes, we got volcano money. If we want to have tie-dye shirts, we got tie-dye shirt money. If we just want to have I don't know, a paintball fight, we got the money to supply those needs.
So talk a little bit about that, please, just about the services that you guys offer to the community over there.
Absolutely. So we're a nonprofit organization, after school program.
Nice.
So not just after school. So you got spring break, you got those winter break holidays, summer camp. We're available in that aspect. So primarily after school. So you come in from 1 to 6. We have the children there. We're probably one of the best, in my opinion. Okay.
Your biased opinion.
My biased opinion, correct. We are probably one of the best after-school programs at the most affordable rate.
Yeah, nice.
So the thing about you can get an ODB everywhere. You can go, YMCA anywhere. But each club is unique in its services and what it's able to provide for its members. It is my firm belief to create those relationships, not to just babysit. Anybody can be a babysitter. But what are you doing to get that child to the next level? I always tell my kids, I want to be able to go and buy your shoes one day. I want to be able to wear your cologne, your perfume, your clothes, go watch you speak somewhere. I want to be able to be there to say, I helped that kid get to where they're going. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like my club is important, because I install those things into my staff to make sure they're listening, make sure that they're taking time out to get to know, making sure that, we're getting to know the parents, so we can figure out how we can be a benefit, not just to the child, but to the family and the community.
Wow. Let's talk a little bit about your background. Would you start off as a counselor or something, or you come from education? Or how'd you land where you are now? I'm just curious.
I actually started out as a bus driver for Alachua County School Board.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm just trying to see a lot.
Yes.
Ma'am.
My kids were going to the club. My husband and his brother would coach football, have been coaching football there for many years.
Nice.
So we were kind of already tied into the club. I just hadn't been inside. So I knew some of the staff, but it hadn't dawned on me, what it was they were really doing there.
Yes, ma'am.
The unit director at that time says, hey, I need a bus driver for summer. I know you're not going to have a job. You want a job.
You already driving buses
I'm
already?
driving the buses. So, over summer we lose our jobs technically. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll drive, no problem. I was holding a PRN position at the hospital at that time.
Ma'am.
So I was like, okay, that works out. So I came on as the bus driver, and they needed someone to work with 4th and 5th graders. So I took that as well. And went from that to, okay, summer's in and we really like you. We want to keep you.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I went from still driving the bus for the club, but I also was a teen program coordinator. So I started working with teenagers. I went from doing that to being program coordinator, not just for the teens, but programming for the entire club. So each age group, I was picking out the activities and everything that they did.
Wow.
Still driving the bus. And then we got our new executive director came in, and he saw, the different hats that I was wearing and all that I was doing. He says, hey, I really think that she needs her own space. So
I'd say so, right?
He bumped me up to unit director for the Southeast Club. That's in Lincoln Estates. Yep, Lincoln Estates.
Right.
He moved me over there. That was my club for about 6-7 months. And then I moved up again within those 6-7 months to director of operations. So I was overseeing all of 3 clubs at one point. And then we lost the unit director at the Northwest Boys and Girls Club, and they needed someone to step in there. So they pulled me back in to fully run the club I initially started.
One thing about it, when people are doing what I feel like is, what they've been put here to do, and a lot of times it's very obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it looks like, God got you right on the right track.
Right.
Talk about what's the age groups? I mean, what's the
6
age
to
range
18.
here? Okay,
so
cool.
6, we have to have, DCF qualification, all that good stuff
Yes,
to have
ma'am.
5-year-olds in it. But we go all the way up to 18. So my oldest member is 18. I've been knowing him since he was
Wow, you saw him growing
14,
up.
15.
Yeah. Well, the reason I ask that is because I'm sure the way that you treat each group, because I heard you say you work with the teenagers, is you have to be different. Right. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You have to be able to go into the mind of a child.
Wow. Yeah.
And this is all just coming strictly from me. Everybody has their opinion.
That's right.
I feel like you have to be able to get on a level. You have to be able to go inside.
Right.
So for teenagers, you got to be able to cater to your crowd. You got to know what they like.
Yeah.
So teenagers, they like food,
Right.
they like music, and they just like to chill. That's it.
Cool.
So if I need for them to do something specific, so right now they're working as travel agents. Okay. So my pitch to them is I need you guys to sell me a trip. I need you to tell me where I'm going,
Nice.
how I'm going to get there, how much it's going to cost me, my methods of travel, what I can do there. Give me a total price. Sell me a trip. If you could sell me a trip, each person from your group will get a $25 Visa gift card. You go wherever you want to.
Nice.
As a whole, because everybody participated, I throw you guys a pizza party. Done.
Wow.
It's
And
done.
how did they
and
respond to
they
that?
were like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
So they are all in on this,
That's
and
what's
they
up,
and
right?
they each named their travel agency group. They all got unique names and stuff like that. And some of them really know me, so they know what I like.
Right.
So this one kid, he's like, Miss Val, let me just be by myself. I know you. I got you. You want to go to the Keys?
Nice. was
He was accurate. I
Nice.
do want to go to the Keys. So
That's
so
amazing,
it's
man.
good.
That's just a
It's
feeling. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about bow ties and tiaras. First off, how'd you guys come up with that name?
Honestly, a lot of people do the father-daughter thing.
Right.
Which, by the way, just want to throw out there, I will be doing a son and mom.
Okay.
That's coming up next.
Because I was gonna ask that.
Yep, that's
Right,
coming
right,
up
right.
next. I was trying to find something that was really catchy that I hadn't heard. And they have like boots and something, and they have a lot of different things. I wanted something that would cater to the dad, so you got your nice tie, and then something for the young ladies. So tiara.
Understood. It's beautiful. Okay, and as you mentioned, this is the first annual.
This is the very first time.
Right.
Never done before.
What compelled you to even start this?
I'm always looking for ways to support the club. I don't like to have to go to my higher ups for the things that I need. I love trying to figure out way to source what I want to happen.
And that will make the bosses love you.
Yeah.
anytime you can delete a job that they have to do, you know what I mean, or something, not have to bother them for something.
Right.
Okay, this is the first one and you were compelled to do it because of that. The next thing I wanted to ask was when I was reading the description of the event, it was saying that you guys wanted to create fun memories between dads and daughters. I wanted to ask you why you felt like that was important, why you felt the need for that.
It's important because a dad is their daughter's first love. Right. You're their everything. Right. You know, some of us I didn't get that. Right, correct. You know, so correct. I understand. I have a daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Her daddy is her number one everything. Yeah. If it don't please, she don't even understand what it means to be a Hurricane fan, but she's a diehard Hurricane fan because her daddy a Hurricane fan. So I understand what it means for a little girl to really have that from a father, right, or at least someone that can feel that position. So, and it's funny you asked that because a few gentlemen that used to work for the club, they found out about my event and they came back to me and said, listen, we know some of the kids, we know they don't have dad. Can we fill in? Can you talk to mom? Can you talk to somebody and say, hey, can we fill in and be that person for them that night?
Well, I believe, and I think my boy would agree, fatherlessness in our community it's a community issue.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So that kid around the corner without a dad, that will affect, that can affect you in your household as well. So I do think it's, I just want to give you guys kudos, especially those guys that stepped in the gap right there, because I mean, that's really saying a lot. The reason I froze earlier, because I did want to ask when you said, you're talking about supporting the club. For the person, for the mother, or the brother, the young brother who doesn't have any kids, or whatever the case may be, what can they do to support the club?
Come out, volunteer. We're nonprofit. So if you're not giving it to us, then we're writing grants. We're doing what we can to get what we need.
Yes, ma'am.
So sometimes what we need is just someone it takes a community. Right. We're the community for these kids. Yes, know what I'm saying? So if you just stop in, how can I volunteer? You might do hip hop yoga or something like that. That gives the kids a chance to be, moving, stay active, stuff like that. I don't know nothing about hip hop.
Right.
Definitely don't know nothing about yoga. So, everybody has unique skills that they can utilize to promote, the growth of our community.
How do we go about doing that? How
just
do we go about
come to the club.
Just come by the club.
You can visit our Facebook page. Nice. You can email us. Visit our website. Call us. The main thing is we're not gonna make it if we're not on the same page of what we're looking. Our mission statement for the Boys and Girls Club is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to become caring, productive, and responsible citizens. Wow. I can't do that by myself. Yeah. So everyone that I hire, everyone that I encounter, I'm looking for something in you to be a part of what I know is in me that's going to push my son to go to Duke if that's what he wants to do. Nice. That's going to push my son to go to Princeton to become a lawyer if that's what he wants to do. I'm not looking for someone that's going to sit back and be on their phone while they're on the clock, but you're telling me that's your mission statement. That's not going to help someone's child.
That'll match up.
So everybody has to be on the same page. So you might have you might be good at DJing. There might be that one kid who, that might be, he's trying to figure out what he wants. You're already doing that. You could be teaching him what he needs, giving him those tools. So that's not my area, and I'm not going to pretend that is.
Right. That's what I was going to say when you were talking about the activity you did with the travel agency. Even if they never become travel agents, they'll never forget that.
Right.
Yeah. They'll never forget that experience. I remember those activities when we were doing. They have an effect on you when you're growing up, man. So I just think that's it's just so awesome, man. But I'm sorry, I hope I didn't stop you from finishing your thought there. Well, you mentioned before the price, which is $20, and then $5 for each additional child.
Right.
And then also, I just wanted to make it clear. This is on May 11th from 6 to 9 at the adult elder care of Alachua County.
Yes, cool, it's right over there by Walmart, right across the street from
okay.
Walmart. You
cannot
miss it. Yep.
Okay, cool,
yep.
cool.
That's
cool,
right.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, awesome. I think all my questions are good now, man. That's pretty much just the surface things. You had some stuff you wanted to ask.
That's good. I wanted to ask about your summer program. I heard you say something about that, and a couple of months ago, someone approached me with the question. They had asked me if I had ever attended any summer growing up, and that was something that I never did. And I wanted to ask you, what's the importance of kids being active, especially educationally, over the summer? From June to August, I remember me personally, I never really was engaged educationally. So for the whole summer, I was playing video games. Right. I'm running around outside, just whatever. That just wasn't something that I ever did. I didn't read books. Right. So going into that next year, it was like I was starting fresh again. Right. I had to, and I just never really took the time, except for when I had summer school. Right. And I had that a lot.
Okay.
And I believe a part of that was because of that. I never really took the initiative to really stay engaged during the summer. So how important is it for kids to stay engaged?
It is more important than I think my words are going to give justice to. Kids lose about 35 to 40% of what they learn during the school year in that 2 months.
Wow. That's crazy.
So they lose a lot. Right. So being involved in something over the summer is extremely important, because whether or not we touch on what you learned during the school year, as long as your mind is active and engaged in something educational, you're going to keep that.
Right.
But if you're staying half the day at home playing the video games, you go outside, you climb the trees and all that good stuff, and you just only pick up a book, that's not going to be enough. It's just not enough. So for us, for the summer, we have a program called Summer Brain Gain. So our anticipation from that program is that you're going to gain more and lose nothing.
Nice.
So, and that's a part of why this event is important, because there's certain things within that program we need funds for to run it. So everything, like I said, everything we do is just, it requires money, like most things. It requires
Absolutely.
money.
Let me ask a question real quick. I forgot to ask earlier. I know I don't know if they're closing it down or shutting it down. Sugar Hill.
It's not being closed.
It's the Boys and Girls Club.
It's still active.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
It's still active. Okay. To my knowledge, what is happening is that they're redoing, the housing structures over there.
But the actual Boys and Girls Club,
the Boys and Girls Club in Winter Park is still active. There's still staff there. We're still picking up from schools. We still have after-school program flowing over there.
Just wanted to make that clear and let the people know that.
Yes.
My niece actually attended that and she loved it.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, but that's definitely something I wanted to know.
I was gonna ask something about that also, but yeah. So with that program, how much is your summer program?
So just whether it's summer or any time of the year, you have to have a membership.
Okay.
Right.
For annual fee. Okay. For a family of 2 or more, I got 4 kids. I would pay $90 for that annual fee. You can come in with 10 kids. That's still going to be $90. And then for summer, it's broken down into 3 different fee structures. So if you pay by April 30th, it's $250 for the first child, and it's $150 for each additional child up to a family of 5. After April 30th, I believe it goes till June 3rd. It's $500 for the first child, and I believe $250 for the second. And then for after that, we have to break it down into weekly rates, which gets more expensive. So it's $100 a week, totaling $800 for one child, and then $25 for each additional child.
Okay. And I mean, just because we did the fees, I know people might hear that, and I don't want them to think it's too daunting. So what are we receiving for?
All right. So with that comes breakfast, that comes lunch. We're open from 7 to 5 p.m. It does not include field trips.
I saw that too.
So how we do field trips is every week you're going to choose which field trip you want your child to attend. We will not make that dictation for you. We'll tell you what age group is going and where they're going on what day. You decide if your child is going to go. You have to pay the money for that trip the week prior, so that we can go and secure our seats the day and whatnot. That's pretty much
that's
it.
fine.
Yep,
and if you can't answer this, it's fine. But I'm just curious. What kind of places do you guys go on these field trips?
We go to. It depends on the age.
Okay. Good to know.
I will say that the teens.
I'm asking all this because my daughters went to the YMCA last year, and they liked it, but it sounds a lot like it, and it might be a better option. Sounds like it.
Okay, well, please send them on. I promise I'll take care of it.
Man, you guys are closer.
Yeah. So it depends on the age group and then the theme of the week. So we try to keep it fun. So like our first week is, I believe it's art. So we're going to the pool. Naturally, it's going to be hot. So lots of trips to the pool. The Harm Museum for the younger kids. Each day they're going to be doing something specific to art. So they might be making clay molds, or they're drawing on a canvas. And then at the end of the week, we'll have like an art gallery. Invite the parents out to see what the child's been working on. They can take it all home at the end of the week. Cool. So it just depends on where we're going. We got BGC Survival Week. So the teens are going to Defy Gainesville. So it just depends on the theme of the week.
That sounds awesome, man.
And that's Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, 7 to 5. The only day I believe that we're going to be closed is July 4th.
Okay. So cool, man. Cool.
I have one more thing that I wanted to ask you about. I seen that you guys had a girl night out.
Yes.
Okay,
yes, that was fun.
I wanted to know
about
about
be a fly on the wall.
So that night was very dear to me. Let me just say that, because we're Boys and Girls Club, but when Boys and Girls Club was founded, it was just Boys Club. So a lot of the things that we do, it doesn't necessarily scream to the girls. Understood. So I was thinking, okay, boys got football, they got basketball, we're having game nights here, they're having lock-ins or whatever. What can I do for these girls? So I said, let's just do like a girls' night. Let's do facials, let's do fingernails, let's plan some makeup, let's eat, let's watch some chick flicks, let's just have a good time. So I got all my female staff that could be there that night. We had a sign-up list. So the girls came in, we did facials, we listened to music, we played in makeup. We had a really good time that
sounds
night.
Awesome.
And I seen that you guys said something about the talk. And, for me, I have 2 daughters. So I mean, they're young. I got a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. She just turned 6 last week.
Nice.
And so for me, man, I'm just like, wow,
Yeah,
you know, it's something I think about a lot because, you know, I know she's getting older, and I'm like, man, how is it gonna be when I have to have that talk? You know,
it's not easy. It's not hard. It's not easy, but it's not hard. What I mean by that is even if it doesn't come from you,
right?
She's going to connect with someone, and hopefully, prayerfully, it's going to be someone that's going to give her the right stuff. That's going to help her in the future. So, in my area, I have several girls that, you know, when they come in, they're in my office all day. They're just sitting with me. They refuse to go to their group. Those are my kids. Those are my additional children. You know, and they're comfortable, you know, letting me know what home is really like. They're comfortable, you know, asking me questions. And parents are okay with that because they know I'm not going to lie to your child. I refuse to. I don't lie to mine. I'm going to give them the hard truth, though, because I feel like they need that. They don't need nobody lying to them. They don't need nobody sugarcoating nothing. I think, you know, the Bible says that, you know, my people perish for lack of knowledge. I want to be sure that I'm giving you everything that I know to be factual that's going to benefit you.
Absolutely.
You know.
Do you see a need? I don't say a need, but do you see like a space for that for our young daughters and young women from our community, where there's like do you see like where they're not getting enough attention or support? I think, like, is that something that, you know, we should be more aware of?
I think that we do. You know, not to say that our young men aren't important, but our women are important too. You know what I'm saying? So we're not highlighting them enough. We're not, and it's not just to say it's
I understand.
But you got the TV telling them they got to be this size and this color. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I always tell people, if you Google beautiful woman, it pretty much tell you everything right there.
Right. So, and that's not okay because you got this little 6 and 7-year-old girl who is standing in the mirror every day and she doesn't like her hair because it's coily. There's nothing wrong with her hair. Or she don't like the complexion of her skin because someone told her she was too dark. And we're not telling them enough that they're beautiful. You're beautiful. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. So every day when they come into the club, I have one particular staff, shout out to Malaysia Nolan. She doesn't call any of them by their names. It's very rare. Hey, beautiful. How are you today?
Nice. And that does a lot for self-esteem and self-image.
Yeah. Just tell them, you know, you're cute today.
I love that.
You know, and we try to do that daily. You know, that's again, I wasn't raised around something like this, like somewhere I could go where the people could be what I needed.
Right.
So I'm in a position where I can be what a child may need. And I knew what I needed, so I'm making sure I'm everything that someone wasn't to me.
Right. We talk about that a lot up there. You know what I'm saying? As far as we in the dynamic of growing up without a father and now being a father, you can kind of recognize what you missed.
Right. Exactly.
And that's why, like, I feel like with the generation that we're in, is now that we're adults, it's like we're doing double work. But we're fit for it, so it's all good, man. Right. Anything else we need to cover before? I just want to make sure we got everything.
Well, I wanted to ask you, from your perspective, being a woman, being a mom, how important is fatherhood to you? Like, looking from the outside in, you know, how important is it for a young man to have, like you say, not just his father, but having that male role model? Like, as a woman, how important is that to you?
So I have a brother, and we were raised by grandma. Dad wasn't there. Mom got in some trouble.
Understood.
So my brother, he's a good guy now. He wasn't at a certain point.
Understood.
You know, and I always looked at that and said, when I grow up, it's gonna be me and him till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? So, I knew that when I became an adult and I got with someone that was gonna be it. That was gonna be it. I wanted that male role model there, not just because I feel like my son needed it, but because that's what I saw and I know that it was important. My husband is that's my teammate.
That's real.
That's my teammate. I look at his interaction with our sons, and it's so genuine, and it's so, I don't have real words for it, but it means a lot to me because I know what it's going to do for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
He is their first coach, their first real coach. You know what I'm saying? He is their first real best friend. You know what I'm saying? He's that person that's gonna give them that real that they need. You know what I'm saying? As young men, so he's pushing them in the right direction. He's not taking it easy on them. They got. I mean, we're black.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood.
We got to get it tough. You know
I
what I'm
understand.
saying? So, having a male figure in the house, whether it is dad, it's uncle, it's grandpa, whoever it is, they have to have it because they're gonna go and look for it, and they're probably gonna get the wrong.
Oh yeah.
The wrong thing.
That's another recurring theme here. We always say
they're gonna get the wrong
they
thing.
and we say this about bringing up, rearing our daughters and sons. They will find a male figure.
Yeah.
Regardless, they will find a male figure, and whether it be positive or negative. So that's why it's so important for us to, to that, and that's what makes it a communal thing. You know what I mean? Because that could really directly affect your family.
Sure.
I just want to thank you for coming by. It's always good to get another voice up here. It's always good to get a perspective of a mother, you know what I'm saying, a community organizer, and all these different things. So it's always good to have that extra voice. Before you leave, I definitely want to shout out first the address, which is 5701 Northwest 34th Boulevard. And that is the Elder Care of Alachua County, right by the Pine Ridge Walmart.
Yep.
And we're talking May 11th from 6 to 9 p.m. Tickets are available online right now, right?
No, tickets are available at the club. So you come by the club, and there's a little form we want you to fill out, just like your first, last name, however many children you bring in, all of that good stuff. And the only reason why I'm asking for that is I want to be able to see who was there. We are having some free giveaways as well. Got some gift baskets, some gift cards, some little goodies and whatnot. You can, if you like, go ahead and pay via Cash App. It's bowties and tiaras.
Just like it sounds.
Yep. Just literally how it's spelled. That's how it is for Cash App. Cash symbol, bowties and tiara, or bowties tiaras. Excuse me.
Cool.
Bowties tiaras. And then you can come out once I receive it. You make sure you come to the club, get your ticket, fill out that form. But yeah, that's it.
Cool.
And so, say for instance, someone didn't wants to attend, but they can't, and they just want to be able to give to the cause. Would they just be able to just come by?
Yeah, if you just want to give to the event, you can send your cash donation or to the Cash App, or you can stop by. We take checks, whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. So yeah, whatever you like to do, we're extremely appreciative of.
No, thanks again for coming by. This is Valerie White, excuse me, from the Northwest, the director of the Northwest Boys and Girls Club. I just want to thank you again for all the work that you're doing in the community, for your appearance. Anytime you guys are doing anything in the community that we should be aware of, please feel free to come by, and we'll try to help you promote as much as possible. Anything, big dog?
That's it.
Cool, man. So we're gonna have a shorter show than usual this week, man. But don't forget to tune in again next week, 2:00. Dad, Can We Talk? We
find us on Facebook at Dad Can We Talk.
Cool. We got the Facebook page too.
Got the Facebook page.
Cool. And we can add all any proposed topics and that sort of thing, man. So y'all keep it locked right here, WBT 90.1 FM The Beat. Thanks again, Ms. Valerie White, Northwest Boys and Girls Club Director. I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Keep it locked up. Gotta do it.
Awesome.
No, I appreciate it. You don't have a card, do you?
Nah, actually, I think I do. I have one of
Could
my
I put
cards.